Oh, yes, it is the Halloween season. It is the spooky season, and I am ready to be scared. But please stay tuned to the Halloweenish edition of Teenish.
Welcome to Teenish, a podcast by teens for teens. Teenish.
Hi, and welcome back to the Halloweenish edition of Teenish. I am excited, Michael. I am excited. Now, Halloween is something that I usually am not like, oh, it's Halloween again. Like, I'm fairly excited. I usually don't do anything for Halloween. If you think about it, I mean, we really don't.
Yeah, I've never, ever since like I was like 13, I don't think I've done anything since then on Halloween. Just stayed home.
Yeah, like when I was little, we had like a usual tradition. I'll go to my aunt's house, and then all my cousins and the babies and everything, we will all, go out in her neighborhood and come back and eat some hot dogs and look through the candy that we have the parents look for the, like the needles inside of our candies and
And the razor blades.
Yeah, the razor blades and the what else is inside the candies today? Anything that we can find. Yeah, so I had a tradition, but that stopped like probably 5 years ago. I haven't did anything like that in a long time.
I used to just do the basic, get a costume, go around, get a bag, get some candy, come home, let your parents search it.
Yep.
Then like devour it.
Yep, devour it. And so, like for me, recently, I think it was sophomore year. My sophomore year, I was doing a movie for TV production. We made 2 movies that sophomore year. Remember, Michael helped me write those movies.
Ooh, yeah, those movies. What was it, Frost Productions?
Yeah, Frost Productions, with my friends at school, and it was for a grade, of course. But the first one the first one was He Comes,
which was a really, really interesting one that I wish we could redo, actually, honestly.
Yeah, Michael always talks about, I want to redo that movie that we made.
I want to redo both of them.
Okay.
But I really want to redo the first one.
And so the first one was about Jesus coming to a guy's workplace and helping him, through his challenges that he may, his internal challenges that he may face, like depression and stuff like that.
And murder.
And murder. He killed. What was
he was
his
a
wife?
Psychopath. He killed his family.
He killed his family, and this was all like recorded in school. So
yeah, this is all in a school setting. This was all we made this.
Mm-hmm.
This was you and me. We wrote this, and then you produced it.
Yeah, I brought it to school, and then we had our actors in our group, and we made the movie.
Yeah, and both of them.
Both of them. And the second one was A Strange Love.
Which was great. Honestly, I think that was our better filmed movie.
Yeah.
But I really like the story of the first one. I don't know why.
Yeah, the second one was talking about somebody that...
It was Miguel.
Miguel.
Was it Miguel?
Miguel and
it was
Mateo. Mateo. But it was talking about an interracial love and how now in America it's kind of looked down on, especially in some cultures, but saying that like love is love and let anybody love anybody, and race should not have a determining factor on who I can like and who I shouldn't like.
Did we do that like a year or 2 ago?
That was sophomore year.
Sophomore year,
2017, 18. Yeah. No.
Honestly, it hasn't been that long,
No,
but I think that things have gotten better since then.
Yeah. Oh, definitely, of course, Michael. Definitely, of course. And for what I was going to was the first one, I had to buy a wig because I had to find a Jesus costume because we had a Jesus.
The best portrayal of Jesus in a school production ever.
Jaquan. That was his name. That was the actor, my friend from high school. And Jaquan had to play Jesus. So I had to buy the $50 costume of Jesus. And that is who I am every year since I bought that. Every year, no matter what I'm doing, I am Jesus. So this year, guess who I am?
Jesus.
Oh yeah. Next year, guess who I am?
Jesus?
Yep, Jesus.
Would you say that you'd do anything for Jesus?
I do anything for Jesus. What? Kill my best friend for Jesus.
Ooh, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
That'd be bad.
Yeah, I wrote a song and it was about Jesus. I'll do anything for Jesus, which was a parody of I'll do anything for.
I didn't even know it was a parody.
It was a parody of something that's not appropriate right now. But every year I'm Jesus. What are you usually, Michael?
I'm usually me, myself, and I.
Okay, yeah. I've been over here like one Christmas. Remember we went to your aunt's, uncle's?
Christmas? Halloween. Oh, yeah. You've been over here twice.
A couple times.
Two, yeah. That was back when we used to actually do stuff, though.
Yeah. We would say, let's go to the rich neighborhood so we can
get those good candies.
Good candy. I mean, it was still the same candy, in my opinion, but
we did a YMCA truck or treat one time.
Oh yeah, and this year I'm doing that as well. I just made plans right then and there. Like I just told myself I'm doing it.
Are y'all taking volunteers?
Come on, Michael.
I'll be down to volunteer.
Yeah, that'll be fun. And they're doing the trunk or treat, the pumpkin thing. What is it?
The pumpkin trunking.
No, the pumpkin cobbler thing.
Oh.
But they're throwing the pumpkins
really?
in the pool and having the kids and their parents go.
Oh my gosh.
Because pumpkins float. I didn't know that until your sister told me.
Yeah, well, I knew that watermelons float. I didn't know that pumpkins
Well, think about it. Pumpkins are hollow, really. It's
yeah,
just like,
basically.
Yeah, so it's just stuff in it. But yeah, that's what we're doing for Halloween this year. And so I guess I'll see you during Halloween.
Probably.
And we were talking about doing the Universal Halloween.
Oh, the Halloween Horror Nights?
Yeah.
I still don't know if we're going to do that.
Yeah.
But if we do, I'm down.
Yeah. I'll be the one running away. If you see me running, Michael, what are we going to do?
Dip.
There we go.
We're going to be going back over that step a little later on.
A little later
on.
So we're going to start discussing America's top favorite candies, like the top Halloween candies, Michael.
Some of these I feel don't belong on this list.
Yeah, some of these just go ahead and put them in the trash. I'll go ahead and help you put these in the trash.
So we're gonna go ahead and start with number 10 on the list of America's favorite Halloween candies, and it's Hershey's.
The Hershey's bar, yeah.
The little mini fun-sized Hershey's bar.
And see, like I can't eat candy. I mean, I can't eat chocolate right now because I'm vegan.
Because you're vegan, but you used to.
Yeah, I used to. Day. But Hershey's bar, okay. But I wasn't a fan of like chocolates because, of course, it will melt. Like what?
Yeah, it'll be melted by the time we live in Florida, guys.
Yeah, it's hot.
It's hot. By the time you get home, you've been walking around, who knows where, doing who knows what.
Yeah, putting your hot hands in the bag while you're trying to walk around and get candy.
That thing's gonna be melted as ever, dude.
Yeah. But the number 9 one, Skittles, I'm a big fan of Skittles.
Yes, very much so. I think I might have that on my top 10 list.
Oh, okay.
We'll see in a minute.
Yeah, those are on my top 10, definitely. And then the sour, but then sweet ones, the Sour Patch.
Oh, Sour Patch. I think those might be making another appearance.
No, I like the watermelon Sour Patch. Those are good.
Those are way better than the originals.
Yeah, but the pack, they only give you like 2 or 3 of them in the... It's a big old bag of them, and then they'll give you like 6 or 7 of them.
That's like with chips.
Yeah. All that air. I'm buying oxygen.
Number 7 is Butterfinger.
Okay. Back in the day, I used to get like a Butterfinger Dairy Queen.
Oh, Blizzard?
The Blizzards, yeah. But that was about it.
See, I never liked Butterfingers, and the reason is because they get in my teeth, and like I can never get them out.
Oh, okay. The what is that?
The butterscotch?
Yeah, like the layer of that hard candy. It's like a Heath bar, but with other stuff on it.
See, now I could eat a Heath bar and not get that stuck in my teeth. I don't know what it was about Butterfingers.
I love Heath bars, so. And then the Nerds. I know why you don't like Nerds.
Really?
I said Nerds, and you were like, oh.
Could you elaborate?
Because they're so tiny. You have to put like and you'll lose them. Like, oh, some fell on the ground. I'm not about to pick those up.
Exactly.
Yeah, so no Nerds, but Nerds is number 6 on the list.
Number 5 is M&M's.
Okay, yeah,
which I mean they're
trash.
They're all right, I guess.
Trash.
They're just super basic.
Yeah, they're basic. I mean, they all taste the same.
It's like, what's the point? What's the point? It's chocolate in a shell.
Yeah, I mean, of course I'll eat M&Ms. Well, I used to eat M&Ms, and we use M&Ms a lot in statistics class last year and biology. We did a chi-squared experiment on that, talking about like the proportions of the colors that they put in versus the expected values and the observed values. So they'll tell, like, on their website, they'll say 25% of the candies is orange, 15% is this, and then we'll test it against what the class finds out are actually in the bag. So that was a good experiment that we've done before in school.
You know, speaking about experiments with M&Ms, M&Ms were made for, like, astronauts, right? To travel into space.
What? Really?
Yeah. So I believe that M&Ms were made for astronauts to take chocolate into space, and the coated shell was so that it wouldn't melt on the way up. Now, I have a very distinct disagreement with this.
Okay.
Because we live in Florida.
Yeah, them things be melting.
Them things melt.
Yeah. You ever ate like a M&M that was melted inside?
Actually, I like those. Those are, in my opinion, the better ones.
The ones that like melt in your pocket and then you're like, oh crap, and they get smushed too.
Oh my god, when they get smushed, it's the worst.
Those are nasty. Smushed
those
M&Ms.
Those are the worst.
Yeah, nobody eats smushed M&Ms unless you really want candy.
Now, a Hershey's bar, like a actual big size Hershey bar.
Yeah.
If you just put that thing in the freezer, it'll just form basically back to what it already was.
You're right.
It's just chocolate.
And the reason why Hershey bars is on the list is because camping as well. I mean, we camp a lot, Michael.
Oh yes,
and
we do.
Y'all use Hershey bars a lot for the what are those called? The
s'mores.
The s'mores. Yeah, I can't eat s'mores anymore, but the vegan s'mores are pretty good.
Didn't we have an idea to make s'mores? Like an invention?
Our first year when we went camping at Hanna Park, our prediction was like
Choco Mellow?
Yeah, Choco Mellows, and like already have pre-made s'mores made. I'm pretty sure that's already a thing. But.
Yeah, I'm 100% certain that is a thing.
Yeah.
But we didn't know.
Yeah, we didn't know. But the similar to Butterfingers, Kit Kats is number 4. And it's like a layered, like the waffle layers.
Wafers.
Yeah, the wafers. And I like candies like that. Like
I get into Kit Kats.
Yeah, I would eat the chocolate in the top, and then I would eat the wafer, and then the chocolate on the bottom of the wafer.
I would eat around the sides where it's like just the chocolate, and then I would just like down the wafer.
Devour the rest.
Just be like.
And you could do the same thing with number 3, which is Twix. Now Twix. Whatever that wafer thing,
the cookie,
I would buy that separately. I would, if they sold those, I would buy those separately and eat just that part.
Oh my god,
that's the best. That's the best.
The best.
You know, I used to Twix. I used to love Twix when I could.
Yeah, I know. Twix and Heath's used to be like your favorite, like your go-to.
Now I haven't even had candy, and like last time I had a peppermint a couple days ago.
You used to be a candy like freak.
Yeah, I still love candy, but I just don't. I don't have time to eat candy. I don't have time to buy candy. I'm so busy now.
Like, I'm a big boy, and, like, compared to Gene eating candy, like, I used to never eat candy compared to Gene.
Yeah, I used to love candy. And Snickers, number 2.
Blah.
Yeah.
I don't see why that's so high up. I mean, it's okay. But,
well, I don't see why number 1 is number 1, which is Reese's Cups.
You see, now, I can get into Reese's Cups. Personally, I don't know why, but chocolate and peanut butter just works for me.
I've never been a fan of like the Reese's Pieces.
Oh, the pieces.
Yeah,
however
we
you
would
say
Pieces.
Yeah,
Reese's Pieces.
But I think it's actually pronounced pieces.
It's pieces. Yeah, of course. That's what the thing says.
Like but M&Ms. But like Reese's Pieces. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's my movie theater snack. That's my go-to in the movie theater.
So Michael and I, we made our own list. And so we're going to compare our list. So I haven't heard Michael's. Michael hasn't heard mine. So, Michael, go ahead with your top 10.
Are we going to go, like, 10? I say 10, you say 10.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. My number 10 is jelly beans.
Okay, my number 10 is jelly beans. Just because when we were making our list, Michael and I stopped at 8. And we were like, dang, I need 3 more. And I was like, same, I need 3 more. And then I said jelly beans. Oh, and then Michael was like, oh, yeah, jelly beans. So we're both at jelly beans.
Okay, my number 9 is candy corn,
Okay.
which I know. Okay, a lot of people don't like candy corn.
First of all, candy corn should be number 1, but I didn't feel like remaking my list. So that's why candy corn is number 9. But at least it's on my list.
Candy corn is great. I don't see why people don't like candy corn.
And you know, some candy corns have honey in them, and I can't eat that. So, like some brands, like the Brahms, some brands have no honey, so I can eat candy corn. So everything on my list is vegan because I can't eat dairy or.
I think there is one thing on my list that is not vegan.
Okay. Well, my 8 is cotton candy. I'm pretty sure your 8 is cotton candy.
My 8 is also cotton candy.
Yeah, because I was naming candies, and then Michael was like, "Oh, I like that." But okay, here's one that starts to differ. What's your number 7?
My number 7 is Skittles. Okay.
All right, I like Skittles, but they're not right there. But my number 7 is Now Laters, and just because I was like, dang, I need another candy to come up with.
I get down with Now Laters.
Okay, my number 6 is vegan gummies.
My number 6 is Starburst.
Okay, now I like Starburst, but I don't feel like unwrapping. Okay, well I put Now Laters, so I do feel like unwrapping stuff in. And my number 5, which should be number 1. Hold up. I put number 5 as my number 1. What's your number 5?
My number 5 is Smarties.
Smarties. See, I wrote Smarties as number 5, but that's actually above my. Don't look at my list, Michael.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry,
boy. I'm not going to have a number 5 for this one. We'll go to number 4. My number 4 is Mike and Ike's.
Oh, that is such a good one.
I bet you forgot about Mike and Ike's.
I forgot about Mike and Ike's.
And we were talking about Mike and Ike's a while back, remember?
Yeah, I put Sour Patch Kids,
Ooh.
but I think I might actually like Mike and Ike's more than Sour Patch Kids.
Okay, I'll put Sour Patch as my 5. And my 3 is the Valentine candy hearts that you get from
Oh
Walgreens.
my God, you used to love those things back in the day.
Yeah, and nobody would like them.
I never got into those. I thought those were nasty.
People said they taste like chalk.
They did taste like
First
chalk.
of all, delicious. I'll read it. Oh, that's so sweet, and then eat it.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yep. I used to love those, and they stopped selling those for a year, and then they said they're going to bring them back for 2020. So come February 14th, they better be around, or it's going to be a problem. Like, I'm legit for real. And I don't appreciate these other candy brands trying to make the real ones. They make the off-brand candy hearts, which are disgusting.
Oh man. Oh my.
And basically my top 3 are the same type of candy, so the chalkish candy. So my number.
Oh gosh, hold on. I haven't even said my number.
Oh, what's
3
your number 3, Michael? I'm sorry.
My number 3 is a lollipop. I like basic lollipops.
Like the Dum Dums.
Like Dum Dums, Tootsie Pops, Blow Pops.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. My number 2 is Sweet Tarts.
Oh, I hate Sweet Tarts.
Yeah, because they're sour too.
Yeah, I don't like sour stuff.
Okay.
I like Sour Patch Kids
But you like
because they're
after.
sweet.
Yeah. Some Sweet Tarts are sweet after.
Some of them.
Okay.
Like I like bottle caps. Those are kind of sour.
But they taste like the soda whatever soda you pick.
My number 2 is Reese's. That's the only non-vegan thing that I have on my list.
Yeah, I can't eat Reese's, but not a big fan, so I'm not missing out on any Reese's. And my number 1 is Smarties. Now, you know I love Smarties.
Smarties are great.
Yeah. What's your number 1?
My number 1 is gummies. Now, I know that some gummies have gelatin in them, right?
Yeah.
Which is like bone marrow.
Yeah, that's why I said That's why I said mine is vegan gummies. It's like a green bag of candy that you can get from Walgreens or CVS.
I mean, I'm down with any type of gummies.
Yeah, but a list given by Mental Floss, they talked about the 10 worst Halloween candies, and I'm just going to read these really fast from number 1 to number 10. So number 1 is candy corn.
Wrong.
Circus peanuts. Peanut butter kisses, which I've never even had that. Wax cola bottles. So that's like the Coca-Cola bottles, like the plastic ones you just chew on and swallow if you want. The Necco wafers. That's number 1. No. That's number 1 on the good list. That should be number 1. Number 6 is Tootsie Rolls. 7 is Smarties. 8 is Licorice. 9 is Good and Plenty. And number 10 is Bit of Honey, which I don't know what that is.
That's what are those? The daddies, the sugar daddies?
Oh,
those are
like
kind of
that.
like that.
Okay.
Okay, so let me say how wrong this list is.
Okay.
I like every single thing on there except for licorice and Good and
And
Plenty.
Good and Plenty, because both of those are licorice.
Both of those are licorice.
Okay.
Exactly.
I agree with that. Yeah, the Tootsie Rolls. Yeah, peanut butter kisses. The kisses are fine. So I mean, I'll eat a peanut butter kisses.
Circus peanuts.
Yeah, in moderation. Like those make
Yeah,
my stomach hurt.
Those
like,
those fill you up.
yeah, it's like they make me feel like queasy. Like I just worked out. Like
Yeah.
and you didn't eat anything.
It's like you get a 50-cent bag of circus peanuts and you can eat like 3 out of the 6 that are in the bag.
Yeah, out of the 6 that because they they're big and then they take up the air. But yeah, I mean, yeah, some of those candies are good.
But like Necco wafers, I get down with Necco wafers.
All that chalk and you get chalk all on your hands. But it is predicted that America is going to spend over $2.6 billion on candy this year for Halloween, and 95% of households will purchase candy for Halloween. So my family is not in that 95% because we do not buy candy for Halloween. I grub off my friends. Like, oh, you brought candy today from at school? Oh, let me get some of that. And teachers hate that.
My household is a part of that 98%.
95%.
90 some odd percent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just that.
Mm-hmm. And also costumes. Costumes is a big part of Halloween. And Michael and I, we made our predictions on what is going to be the top 3 costumes this year.
Yeah, the top 3 most worn costumes this year.
I know you broke yours down by gender. So what are your top 3?
So I was going to break mine down by gender. I ended up just doing 3 ones that I have heard of.
Mm-hmm.
2 of them are for boys. Well, I guess one of them could be unisex, and then the third one's like, well, I mean, all of these could be unisex.
Yeah.
It's it's 2019. Do what you please.
So what is your list, Michael?
My number one is Ninja. He's a Fortnite person, I think.
Okay. Oh, I forgot about Fortnite. Yeah.
The children are really into that.
They've been into that.
My number 2 is actually a DJ that a lot of these kids are really into. Is Marshmello.
Okay. Yeah, I know Marshmello.
Yeah.
And then what's your last one?
The third one is I was watching Jimmy Fallon the other night.
Okay. Was it last night?
I don't recall the night, but they had what's her name? Dove Cameron from Disney Channel.
Yeah, I remember her.
And she's in the newest Descendants movie.
Oh, okay.
So I was just like,
Descendants.
Whoever she plays in that movie, I think her name's Mel.
Oh, okay. I think that name fits her as well.
Yeah, I think
she
it
looks
is.
like a Mel. Yeah,
she looks like a Mel,
but not like Mel B.
No, not like Mel B.
Totally opposite. My top predictions, which are going to be correct. No, I'm just playing. Mario is number 1. Do you know why, Michael?
Why?
They came out with the mobile game.
Oh, Mario Kart.
They came out with the mobile Mario Kart game. So a lot of people are going to be doing Mario like people. So like Mario, Luigi,
Luigi,
the princess.
Toad.
So it can be both boys and girls.
Dang, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I didn't think about Mario Kart Mobile.
Yeah. And my next one is Trump.
Oh, that's a really good one.
And then also my last one is meme related stuff. So that's when the teens step in.
That's a really broad topic.
Hold up now. We can come up like when we do meme homecoming we'll do a meme day. People actually come up with some good ideas. Like I'm not the one that comes up with let me do a meme, but people will do like the one with the I love you girl with the guitar. And then the other one like with the math thing in front of your face, like you trying to understand the equation. And then another one is just anything that's like happening. Oh, the guy with the phone with the blue collared shirt on. He has a phone and he's like at a conference.
Oh, okay, yeah. I know what
him.
you're talking about.
Yeah, that. So those are my top predictions for Halloween costumes. And we're going to actually talk about the history of Halloween and why we now just celebrate Halloween. And It actually is in America and Canada. Like, we actually really made Halloween popular, but it did not originate in America.
Yeah, we have a really commercialized form of Halloween.
Yeah.
I'm going to take you through the origin of Halloween. So, Halloween is a pagan Gaelic type of holiday that was actually originally called Samhain. I think I pronounced that right. Hopefully.
Yeah, and that was actually popularized by Pope, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I don't believe so because I'm pretty sure it was pagan.
Oh, okay.
And Pope's Catholic. So
Yeah.
it might have been. I mean.
Okay. So what else about that?
Okay, so it was originally called, as most people, as well as I just said, Samhain, but the term translates to Halloween, and Halloween originally was termed All Hallows Eve.
Uh-huh.
These pagan people, these Gaelic and pagan Celtic people, would go around dressed like saints and would go door to door and just, ask for things, conversate.
Converse, Michael.
Converse.
Converse.
Conversate? Close enough.
But the tradition that you're talking about, what I was talking about was Pope Boniface IV, and he actually made something separate to offset the All Hallows Eve, which fell on May 13th.
Is that like All Saints Day?
Yes, to remember our saints and to remember those that died before us. That's what that was about. And so the adding both of those together is what really created the tradition of Halloween. And us Americans, America, we took that and we made it fall on the 31st because of the ancient festival. What you were just talking about, that was the first thing that we actually categorized as Halloween. And the reason why it happens during October 31st is because that's really the significant season change. That's the most recognizable season change. So sometimes Halloween can be cold in Jacksonville.
I mean, if you define cold as like mildly windy.
Yeah, and not only are the seasons are changing, but it was also believed that it was a time where us on Earth can be the closest to those that are dead. So
like
it was
I think I've heard of that.
So not only are we switching seasons on Earth, transitioning, but we can also transition between the boundary of the world and come and connect with those that are dead. And that type of tradition is also shared by some other cultures. So a Jewish holiday, which is Yom Kippur, you know Yom Kippur.
I think I've loosely heard of it.
Okay, well, it's also it occurs in October, and it is usually it involves like saying prayers for the dead, and that's where Halloween gained its popularity with haunted connotations, basically. So that's how we get the name of like the Halloween, because we're crossing the threshold of trying to communicate with those that are dead. And so what really started the trick-or-treating was that many people dressed up as saints and recited songs or verses from door to door. And and then it continued into, let's give these kids let's give them something, like let's make them want to come to our house let's celebrate the dead. We're all happy to celebrate the dead. And so it eventually became a part of Halloween, and it became a concept that was evolved into what we call trick-or-treating. So the candy grabbing concept became a mainstream, it became popular around the mid 1900s.
So Halloween was not quite as commercialized as Christmas is in America.
Oh, definitely not. Oh, no.
I mean, it kind of is, but it's gradually commercialized.
Yeah. And at that time, then that's when the costumes actually evolved as well. Because back then they were just only dressing up as saints because that's what we're doing. But then it's like, okay, well, let's make this more, fun for the kids. And so they actually start wearing costumes and, trying to make it spooky, and then also trying to make it fun. So this Halloween is also celebrated in other countries, but it's not Halloween, and of course, it probably doesn't happen on October 31st. But in Mexico, they celebrate Dia, which is Day of the Dead, De los Muertos, and this is just like the Saints. They celebrate. It's a 2-day holiday, which is used to serve to honor those that have died, so loved ones, by setting up altars and also providing their favorite foods and drinks.
And one of those days is for the children, and the other day is for the adults, right?
Yep, and this is also celebrated throughout much of Latin America and also Spain. And a Halloween version is also celebrated in Australia, which I know I'm going to pronounce this wrong, but it's Celine Wushy.
Celine Woche.
Woche. Okay.
I think don't quote me on that.
And it is held October 30th to November 8th of every year, and this is the time to remember and welcome back the dead, so souls of the dead. And so they call it All Saints Day, which is their translation of All Saints Day. And what you were going to say?
Well, I was going to move on to another country because I see on your list there that you have Guy Fawkes Day.
And what do you know about that, Michael?
So I know that British people celebrate Guy Fawkes. If you don't know who Guy Fawkes is, I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe that the guy from V from Vendetta, the mask that he wears, I'm pretty sure that that's supposed to be Guy Fawkes.
Well, I thought that it was actually to celebrate King James due to him capturing Guy Fawkes. So who was Guy? You were saying who Guy Fawkes was?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm pretty sure that he was like a
I know he was a critical part of the gunpowder plot of 1605.
Yeah, he made some plan to take down Parliament, I believe, British Parliament,
and while taking down to burn this the sculptures.
He was kind of like a Robin Hood-esque person, I believe.
Okay, I can see what you. Yeah, I can see that. And also in China's version of Halloween actually does not happen in October, but it's one of the most unique festivals in the world, and it's called Ching Chi, and it's also known as a lantern festival, which they light the lanterns and then they float up. And it's also they celebrate families. They celebrate those that have deceased, and they free their souls by lighting up the lanterns, and then they fly away. And they also provide food and water for those that are on the other side of the threshold.
Yeah, those lantern festivals look super cool.
Yeah. I was looking at some pictures earlier, and those are top notch.
Because of the dialect differences, we know nothing about what it's about and why they're doing that.
Yeah.
But if you're an American or if you're a Western, person, and you're looking at something like that, it just looks so cool.
Yeah.
Because it's so strange. It's so, we've never seen that before.
But, think about it, because we do balloons. If we're, trying to celebrate somebody, celebrate the life of somebody, we may do balloons in honor of them. But remember, we're trying to save the turtles now. So we can't be blowing up balloons and having them go up to the atmosphere and landing in the St. Johns River. But the main purpose of this podcast today is to talk about teen involvement within Halloween. And so in this Halloweenish edition of Teenish, we're going to be talking about how teens can be involved in Halloween, and then also how we can be safe as teens participating in Halloween. And so in America, trick-or-treating has become on has been declining with those of
13 and up.
Yeah, and 13 and up. And so why is that happening, Michael?
Okay, so in many places across the United States, we have we've seen bans on teen or older trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
So one of these cases is in Virginia City, where they declared a ban on anyone older than 13 trick-or-treating could be fined a minimum of $25 all the way up to a maximum of $100, and they could possibly spend jail time.
Yeah, and then it said or both. But for Chesapeake City, I found Chesapeake, and they said they have an ordinance that bans anybody 13 or older from trick or treating. And if they find a teen with a costume and a sack full of candy, they could be liable for the treatments that you just said as well. So the $25, and then also 6 months or less.
Yes, 6 months in a county jail.
Yeah, that's a lot.
For trick-or-treating as a teen.
Yeah. And think about it. On U.S. Today, it said 73% of people between 12 and 17 said that they would trick-or-treat.
I was also looking on U.S. Today, or what was it? What you were looking on?
Yeah, because you found Virginia City, and then I found Chesapeake City. Yeah. But, wow, like, you can actually be like liable for jail time and or fines because you wanted to trick or treat.
That's just unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trick or treating this year.
I get where they're coming from.
Yeah,
at a certain age you should stop. But if you're like 13, 14, 15, like, does it really matter? Let them have some fun.
Yeah, let's have fun. And so for these cities that, I mean, you can't trick-or-treat anymore, or you may not want to trick-or-treat, there's other ways that you can be involved as a teen. And the first thing is help your parents decorate the house, or help your friends decorate for Halloween.
You could also hand out candy. Mm-hmm. That's what a lot of teens do.
That's what I did last year.
I know I've done it a couple of times within the past 5 years.
And sometimes it's fun. Like if it lands on a school night, you don't want to stay out that late, and you want to just you want to see the costumes that the kids are wearing and stuff like that. This is a good time for that. And
have you ever had, I'm sorry to interrupt
you, but good.
Have you ever had a child try to come back twice?
Definitely. And guess what? I didn't buy the candy. Yeah, you can have some more candy. Now, not the rude ones. But you have to say trick or treat. Hey, I like your costume. Oh, what are you? Oh, I am Ninja Turtle. Oh, that's so cool. Here's some candy. And I will give, equal proportions to everybody that comes up. I'm not the one. Now, sometimes I'll give you more if I like your costume or if you're really nice to me. But sometimes, here you go, one piece of candy. But I used to hate those people that will give you one piece of candy.
Same.
Like,
oh, my God.
They'll give you one Airhead.
Okay. Who eats one Airhead, though?
Like you want multiples of candy. So it's like, okay, I'm going to eat a couple today, some more tomorrow.
Shoot. So when I was little, I used to save my candy, for all year round. 1 year, and then the next year, be, gone in a night. Yeah. Then, the next year, it'd be, saved all year round.
Yeah, I remember I used to come over and you would have candy,
Yeah.
School's almost over and you still have candy. It's summertime, and why do you have this Halloween? First of all, the candy has, the Halloween decorations on the candy. the outside, the labeling, the packaging.
That's probably not good.
Yeah.
But when you're a little kid, you
don't care.
It's like, shoot, I'll take a piece of candy.
Yeah, I'll take some candy. And other ways that you can, be involved during Halloween is supervise the younger kids. So you can take the kids to, go trick-or-treating and keep an eye out for your siblings and cousins and stuff like that.
Yeah, be respectful and responsible. Help out your parents. If you have siblings, cousins, nieces, nephews, it's always great to be a good role model.
Yeah, and don't go overboard with the scaring of the kids and everything like that. Of course we'll have fun, but you see them crying, please don't keep going.
We're not saying don't scare the children.
Yeah, because of course that's fun.
Yeah, it's it's a part of life. You know?
People still scaring me now. Like I said, I'm ready to be scared, and I will run.
Dipping.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh.
And one thing that has become top thing for parents for Halloween is to make sure that their kids are safe during Halloween.
Yes, safety is a huge factor. Here's a couple of ways that we can help keep you safe as a teen or as just a child on Halloween. Number one, if you have a parent that is willing to check your candy for you, that's great. Go ahead, let them do that. But if you don't, just check your candy.
Yeah, because there's been occurrences of actual pins and needles and
razor blades, poison,
and stuff found in candy. So, even you, if you see okay, let's say you have a pack of Smarties that they look tampered with. Anything that looks tampered with, especially chocolate, things you can put stuff in,
If you have like the slightest rip in your candy,
don't eat it.
Don't eat
You
it.
got all this other candy in your bag.
It's not like you're lacking candy.
Yeah. Now, when you lacking candy and you find one that may be ripped open,
still don't eat it.
Yeah, I was about to say, don't eat it. No.
Yeah, no, still don't eat it.
Yeah. And another way to be safe is to go out, like, if you do trick or treat, go with like responsible friends or even go with adults. So don't be by yourself.
Never be by yourself. Be in a group of three. I'd say three or more.
Yeah, 3.
At least.
Yeah, that's a good number. So you all can also stand out to people that may be driving.
Yes, and speaking of standing out, bring a light.
Yeah, like glow sticks. I know y'all did that a couple years ago.
Yeah,
with the
sometimes
kids.
glow stick necklaces.
Yeah,
because sometimes it's even fun when you have glow sticks, right?
And it may go with the costume. So when Jay was a skeleton, he had the
that was pretty cool.
Yeah, he had the glow up lights as the skeleton. So like the glow in the dark costumes are actually pretty cool. So that works.
Yeah, anything that'll make you stand out and that you can also hopefully see with, because it gets dark.
Yeah, and if you see anything that seems weird,
dip.
Yep, dip.
Like anything at all. You see something, you dip.
So Michael, when we were thinking about this, like the dipping part, I brought up something that happened at your school.
Oh, there's so many things that have happened at my school where
Talk about the craziest thing that happened to where your flight or fight response came in the nick of time.
Okay, so there have been a couple of things. There's one recently, but the biggest one, I personally believe, we last year we had a false code red, and if you're in a code red situation, even if it's crucial or not crucial, you dip. Like,
yeah,
they said code red, I was like, I'm gone.
So you ran away.
Well, I ran to my class, but let me tell you, I'm a big boy. I was gone. Them skinny people was not catching up to me.
So were you knocking over people or?
Oh, I was jumping over bushes. Dude, I was looking like an Olympic athlete out there.
What?
Like, no lie, I was hurdling over bushes getting back to my class. I was the second person back to my class.
Dang.
And I was like a good bit away from my class. Like, I was almost at the bus loop, and I was on the other side of the school.
So class dismissed, and y'all still had to go back. Like, y'all had to go back to class.
Class. Okay, so it was at the end of the school day. Mm-hmm. We get released at 2:00. 2:00 hit. We walked out. I was actually going home with a friend that day, so we were walking to his truck, and the code red thing happened. It was me, him, and his girlfriend. They sat there and looked at each other. I was gone. If that was a real code red, shoot, I'd still be alive. Yeah. I don't know about them.
Well, I'm glad that your flight or fight response does work. So when I'm with you, I do have some protection, and that definitely is needed during this Halloween season because anything can happen. But we hope that everybody stays safe and truly enjoy your Halloween. Have a good time. Get some candy. Steal your siblings' candy, and
yeah. But always remember, if you see something weird,
dip. So we thank you for listening to the Halloweenish edition of Teenish. Have a good time and just don't be scared.
Teenish.